All right. So hold on.
Hello,
And
loves.
wait. And now we are recording on GarageBand too. Look
Hello,
at that.
Governor.
We are killing a couple birds with a couple cats. Hello,
We made it,
all these cool
God and
cats and kittens.
country.
What's up, cool cats and kittens?
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Dude. All
Here
right.
for another swagging episode of Grievances Filed.
It's season
It's season dos, senor.
episode.
Episode dos. Dos.
Yes. 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 Dude.
Two chains. Yeah.
And for our video audience out there, you may not. I'm accustomed to it already, but
Yeah.
Matt, you have something on your head.
I'm wearing a hat. Yeah. It's, I'm protecting the queen and all of her majesty.
And all of your fantastic ideas in your head.
Hey, yes, I have extra space. It's like an extra hard drive for your head.
And rumor has it that you wore that to class today.
Look, now I'm the Pope. Yes, I did wear it to class today.
What were the thoughts?
I subsequently got multiple questions wrong and was called an idiot.
That's so surprising. It's unlike you.
What are you gonna do, baby?
Nothing about that. But dude, this episode's gonna be absolute fire. We're first gonna start off the rumor mill. Matt has his update on the virus that's out there. I don't know whatever anyone's calling it. Then we're gonna get into our Patriots Jets recap that we're supposed to recap a couple days ago, but just never got around to it because I'm very slow at watching Tiger King. Then we'll recap Tiger King,
and we'll brainstorm the next show, the next shows to watch.
Then we'll go over our next shows to watch. Then top 10 wide receivers of all time. I know you've done your homework, Matt. I know you've done it. Or you're just
know me. I always do my work ahead of time.
Yeah, that's you really got it all covered. Dude, I also like how your name on Zoom is Matt _ and that's it. How is that available? Matt _.
It's personal. It's Also, my dark elixir storage just got upgraded, so I gotta find something else to upgrade. Yeah,
dude, phenomenal. All right, so let's first start off on the rumor mill. Lord Varys, what have your birds been telling you about the New England Patriots? By the way, very, very generous of Robert and Jonathan Kraft to fly their jet over to across the seas and pick up Matt, 1.2 million, and then they used their truck and brought 300,000 of those to New York. Robert and Jonathan, they actually might be they're candidates for Minshew Men of the Week, to be honest.
Yes. And shout out to Jameel Hill for saying Kraft likes Trump on Twitter and trying to just ruin the whole mood.
I know no good deed can go without some criticism, right? Why can't we just enjoy that they did a nice thing? But my God, yeah.
Jameel Hill has offered a lot to society.
Oh, absolutely, right. Where's the 1.2 million masks that Jameel Hill brought over?
Right. Anywho, coronavirus is bad and it's getting worse. And I feel like I'm still dead set on my prediction that Africa is going to be the most fucked country in the world, and we're getting there.
Are we?
I think.
But heat kills the virus, so.
What?
The heat kills the virus, and Africa's very hot.
Well, the heat, it's supposed to, I read it was supposed to get up to 130 or 140 degrees to kill the virus. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm sure it doesn't get that hot anywhere else.
I'm not a doctor.
I'm wearing the hat. But yeah, no, I'm still dead set on, well, the South might be too, because did you hear Georgia's governor? He was like, we just received word from the Surgeon General that there is evidence of human-to-human transmission of the coronavirus disease. This is 2 days ago.
Is there? Wow, I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a coronavirus going around.
We need to go to the Georgia governor for the latest breaking news on the coronavirus. You know, he'll get it before everyone else.
So all the stupid states are going to get fucked. But it's like all
we're not saying that Georgia's stupid, unless you are.
No, I am.
Okay.
Yes, but it's like the important states are all kind of getting fucked right now. Like California, Seattle is
Not,
Washington.
California is not important.
Okay.
They like to think they're important, but they're not.
Okay. And then there's like New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, like that whole like Northeast and then the West Coast,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then the rest of the country is just kind of chilling. But I feel like they're like it's gonna get really bad really soon everywhere. And a serious note, I feel like the country should have just shut down for 2 weeks, and that would have pretty much
Like shut down what? Everything?
just like done like the whole quarantine, everything like that.
What about like supermarkets or things that people
You
need?
got to keep some things open, but
Well,
maybe
then
a little more extreme
we're
version.
kind of shut down though, right? It's just
I will here. Yes, well, you're in Connecticut and I'm in Massachusetts, so yeah, it's shut down here. But there are plenty of parts of the country that are just not, like in total. And
like
that,
all those stupid college kids on spring break down in Florida.
well, it's just Florida in general. We'll get to the South later when we talk
Oh
about.
boy. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's just yeah. Anyways, with
So
the rumor mill in the NFL,
wait. I need to get your opinion on something because you mentioned last show that you knew someone with coronavirus. I want to know the update on how that person is feeling.
oh, they died. No, kidding. that person is chilling at home
Uh,
doing he she its thing.
all right.
Yeah, definitely playing a lot of Call of Duty, waiting for he she its friends to get Call of Duty and play. Definitely playing a lot of Clash of Clans too.
Oh, really? You're back on COC?
I'm not. This person is though.
Oh, sorry. That's what I meant. Right.
And yeah, no, it's just going well.
That's great
I
to
know
hear.
they're not affecting the population,
Mm.
but also that they've probably gained immunity, so their blood is superior, and can be donated to science.
Uh, that's great news for that your friend is feeling better. So
It's swell news. Yeah.
we'll keep doing check-ins every single week. But now for your birdies, have they been telling you anything?
My little birds about the NFL season have said there was a report from the NFL. I forget which dude it was.
Hmm.
The dude said this something to do with the Flakegate, but he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, we're planning on the season starting at the regular time. Don't worry." And
Right.
then another one that came out, and the NFL's doctor was also like, "No, like we're gonna. This is still like a developing situation." And the NFL's pretty much come out and said that they want the season to start in accordance to when society starts to normalize again. So when people go back to school and people go back to work, and we're allowed to not social distance and all that crap. So that I don't know about you, but that seems like a little ways. That seems kind of far off.
That seems far away. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through a fall and winter without any football. I think football, and people have been bringing these ideas out, dude. We need football for our morale, for our mindset, everything mental, dude. And ideas have been tossed out. Why don't we just move them all to an island and they play football games there and you test everyone that goes in there, but it's only like the essential people, the players, the team, the coaching staff, whatever, and maybe like a couple of camera crews to film it. No one else in, no fans, whatever. And we need them to play football, dude. We need it.
So I like that idea, and I'd like to see Phil and Chris go to Bermuda or whatever and call games there. The NFL did say that they do want 70,000 people in these stadiums, and for these stadiums to be full.
Yeah, of course.
Like the NBA is planning on. There's an idea in the NBA just to compare of sending all the players to Vegas and then just doing a playoff tournament there in Vegas with closed courts just between the teams.
Take over a hotel.
Yeah, they go to MGM Grand or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is one thing that they're doing. However, the NFL and the other thing about the NFL, it's how many months does it take to prepare for the season?
For the players?
Yes.
July, August.
July, August. probably takes, so call it 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So whenever this ends and people are starting, like, there's still going to be like a 2-month period between when things start to kind of normalize and when the season actually can start.
They wouldn't just cut it short and say, here's 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
they might do that, but still, it's not like everything's going to open up and then the next week is week 1. It's going to be a month or 6 weeks or however long they decide, and then they're going to start the season. And it might be short, and I don't know if they would want it. They might push the Super Bowl back.
Yeah, I think they would rather push the Super Bowl back than have to shorten the season. There's no way they would shorten the season. And you mentioned the idea about basketball playing in Vegas. If there's any team, if there's any sports league that's going to be doing something like where they move all their players to one location because we need that sport to happen, it's the NFL. It wouldn't be, I know basketball's thinking about it, but let's be real. NFL is going to have a lot more power or need to do that. I can't picture a world in which there's no football, nor would I want to be a part of that world.
Right, but we're still far out from that. It's still 6 months away or however long. It's 7, 5. It's a couple months away. And,
closer, right? April, May, June.
Right, and for the NHL and the NBA, it's like their playoffs are about to. Their playoffs should be starting soon anyway, so they need to kind of finish something up.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned
this having to do with the Patriots is a good thing because the Patriots are. I feel they should tank for Trevor.
You think they're going to tank for Trevor?
I don't think they're going to tank for Trevor. I feel like they should. However, this is definitely not a season in which I see them winning a Super Bowl.
Absolutely not.
And I feel that if there's a shortened season or there is no season at all, that would just be their advantage because there's, what's the point? If it's an 8-week season or whatever, there's, it'll be good.
Yeah, and
plus Brady's not on the Patriots.
So I of course, you still cover the Patriots. I still cover Brady. I'm thinking about it in Brady's perspective. He's on a new team, new players. Apparently, he moved into Derek Jeter's mansion in Tampa. The other day.
Who he lives near?
Tell me.
You sure who lives in Florida that we've just been talking about? CB.
Who?
CB. Those are the initials.
CB. CB. C.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Oh, shit. Carole Baskin. Oh, my God.
She lives like 20 minutes from him in Tampa.
Oh, good God. Brady's got a killer, dude.
I know.
But, Tom Brady hires a hitman for $3,000. His name is Julian Edelman, and he'll go do all his dirty work for him.
Edelman would do it for like $5.
Edelman would do anything for Brady.
He'd do it for free.
Dude, but thinking about shortened training camp, mini camps, whatever it is, probably doesn't help Brady on a new team, but it also probably doesn't help Stidham or Hoyer the Destroyer, right? And think about how many pieces the Patriots have lost now, right? It's going to be a new defense. It's going to be whatever Jarrett Stidham can do at the helm. I went on Brandon Bolden's Instagram live stream yesterday to try and get him to come on the podcast. He gratefully accepted. And other people were typing in the chat. They're like, hey, BB Hulk smash. Like, what are your thoughts on Stidham? And, like, he just kept looking at those and, like, just not responding. So the thoughts aren't great on Jarrett Stidham. He's honestly going to suck. He's going to be so bad. The Bills are going to win the division. Me and you both know it. Dude, a team with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, Jordan Poyer, Levi Wallace, Josh Norman, Tre'Davious White. Dude.
Can't forget
Micah Hyde.
Dawson Knox,
yeah, dude. AFCs, look out, dude. You compare that to, dude, who are you more scared of? That, all those people I just listed, or ready for this? Jared Stidham and Sony Michel and Mohamed Sanu and Julian Edelman, who has no incentive to play hard anymore. and Kyle Van. Oh wait, and Nate Abd. Oh wait, and Jamie. Oh wait, and Duron Hart. Nope. Oh, hold on.
That leads me to my next thing is Little Birds are talking about Joe Tunney, the 23rd overall pick and the 87th overall pick, going to Detroit for the 3rd overall pick.
Oh, to Detroit
for Mr. Tua Tagovailoa.
Wow, and what? So
And
you're
this Little
mentioning
Bird is
Detroit.
a Patriots reporter,
Named.
Ben Bolin,
Okay.
and he literally just tweeted it out, and that's pretty specific for him not to have any information.
That is very specific. But you also had mentioned, you texted me yesterday, and I almost flipped shit because I thought it was a fact. My second favorite player, probably, definitely, Julian Edelman, the Iron Man, reported, you said, going to be traded to Detroit. Now, would that have been a part of that deal instead of the two picks? Would it have been Tunney and Edelman?
Or I feel like it would have. It could be. It's something. It's all circulating around Detroit because they have the 3rd overall pick, but it's something that having to do with maybe Tunney or Edelman and their Patriots first round pick, and then maybe a combination of mid round picks. And the Edelman thing I heard was on the Colin Cowherd show.
Now, thinking about Edelman going to Detroit only makes sense. It only makes sense. He has a better quarterback. He's playing for Matt Patricia. And guess who his other buddy on the team is there? Danny Amendola.
Mr. Olivia Copo.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I always go on her live stories and just say, I'm on Team Danny.
Just to let her know where you stand.
Just to let her know where I stand. And like other people are like, oh my God, like you and Christian McCaffrey are perfect. I'm like, no, dude, Amendola, I'm Team Amendola. You blew it with him.
You blew it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to go back. If Olivia Cupo came on to me, dude, I'd have to run it by Amendola first.
That's fair. How do you feel about trading up for Tua?
I like Tua. I think he's like a really good guy. People complain about his injury history with his hip. I knocked that up to a freak injury, and that's not going to happen again. People say, and I agree, he really does have good arm talent. And then, the pundits about Tua say, well, but he plays on Alabama and he has Nick Saban and all the players around him are so fantastic. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to draft Tua that high, obviously, with what's going on. Like, can't physically evaluate him up close because of everything, the quarantine. But everything indicates that Tua is like a great locker room guy and he can throw it well. There's no arguing that he has the arm talent there. I don't know if it would be a good move for the Patriots to give all that up just for a 3rd round pick and not know if you're going to hit on Tua Tagovailoa or not. I'd rather sit back and wait whatever pick you have and maybe the 2nd round. What are we in the 2nd round? Like
23rd.
Yeah, so 46th overall pick. No, not for that. That math was wrong right there. Probably 50 something.
55th.
55th. Hey, you know who I've been advocating for the entire time? The former Alabama quarterback now was then formerly at Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts. Sit back at Jalen Hurts. You don't need to give up anything. He'll be there in the 2nd round, maybe the 3rd round, they say. I like Jalen a lot. Obviously, the reason that Tua benched Jalen was because of the arm talent. But I think they said at Oklahoma, Jalen was passing the ball a lot better, but they also say that they don't play any defense in that conference either. So
would you say it's Tunney that 1st round pick and their 3rd round pick? Would you then throw in an extra 1st round pick to bump up 2 more slots and get Joe Burrow? No,
I don't think I would. That's just you're giving up way too much for a guy that you don't know. Like if he's gonna be, Joe Burrow's been great. He's had broken all these college records. I don't know. You're giving up too much. You're giving up one of the best guards in the game to protect him. And the wide receiver core that you have right now on the team, Brady couldn't get it done with them. They can't get separation at all.
I'm saying it's either going to be Tunney or Edelman. So say you give up Tunney. Tunney's making however much, $10+ million right now on a 1-year deal. So you got to pay him no matter what.
Patriots aren't going to be signing him to a long-term deal.
Right. And they're not going to be doing anything this year anyway. So what's the point of paying a guard that you drafted in the first round?
I think you trade Tunney for someone else. Maybe you trade him to get another like 11th or 12th round pick to say, let's say you really wanted who are they like Ruggs or CD Lamb or a wide receiver like that. Maybe they pull,
or Randy Moss's kid.
Yeah. Thad Moss or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go up to 1, 2, or 3. If you're proposing, I do think that Tunney gets traded somewhere because that was initially what everyone thought. You're never going to be paying 2 guards, Mason and Tunney, that amount of money. Tooney's probably, what's the point of tagging him now if you're not going to have a team that's going to go to the Super Bowl, right? The tag, you hopefully say, we're going to hold on to this one guy. He's going to be very productive for us, help us win games. You're saying with this mindset, Patriots maybe aren't trying to win all the games that they could be winning. Tunney, perfect candidate for the tag and trade as originally reported on. I just don't think that they're going to give up all these picks with Tunney to get a 3rd overall pick.
Well, here's the other thing too, is with the whole season in doubt and whether they're going to play a whole season, Patriots aren't going to win anything anyway with Jarrett Stidham as quarterback.
Nope.
And whoever else, and I don't want Andy Dalton, I don't want Cam Newton, I don't want James Winston.
You already have Stidham and Hoyer on the chart. You're gonna.
I do want them to draft another quarterback, and I'm throwing this Tua thing out there because there's reporters from the Patriots giving specific details on this. But what was I going to say? The idea though, of like why like if this season's going to be null anyway.
Yeah.
Point of holding on to I know Edelman has been great and everything, but he's how old? 34, 35?
34 years old, dude.
He's a slot receiver.
How many times has he been beaten up? Do you know the way that when he gets tackled, do you know what he does? He jumps up and then people cut his legs out and he usually flips onto his back. That's like a routine tackle for him.
Yeah, well, at least his legs aren't getting cut out. However, he did tear up his knee one time.
Mm.
And I'm looking at that saying, it's if you look at Wes Welker's career too, there was a certain line where it just was like wasn't happening anymore.
Was it though? It was the drops, which was the real problem. We rewatched that Jet Patriot game, and we'll get to that later. But Phil Simms said, you shake Wes Welker's hand, he's got hands like steel. You wonder why he never drops anything. That was in 2010. Fast forward to the Super Bowl Super Bowl 46 when he dropped that pass, and then fast forward to the AFC Championship game a year later against Baltimore when he dropped that pass in the second half, the 2012 season. Drops were the issue for Wes Welker, and then he said he wanted to stay in New England, but he was trying to leverage the Denver deal and come back to New England and say, hey, this is what I got. And then he said that Belichick was like, we've already moved on. But it wasn't. I don't think any productivity slipped from Welker. It was just that Peyton throwing to Welker was a lot different from Tom throwing to Welker.
Yeah. So I feel like those slot receivers have only, Edelman's only got so many more years. He might have 2 years left.
I think Edelman was on borrowed time even this last year, 2018 and 2019, because of who was throwing him the ball. You telling me that an average or even above average slot receiver plays at years 32 and 33 at a high, wins Super Bowl MVP at age 33, right? That doesn't happen.
I do feel like Edelman though is valuable. If Stidham's whoever's the next quarterback, Edelman is still incredibly valuable. And I'd rather keep on unless they blow the Patriots away with, and I'm talking about the Lions or whoever, with say they offer TJ Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm.
Tight end for Edelman straight up, I'd be like, okay. They need tight ends, they need young talent. That's not proven, but yeah.
Dude, what's the point of even keeping Edelman on the Patriots? Like, sure, Foxborough forever, but at this point, you know who his allegiance is to also. It's to Tom, okay? He's 34 years old, and if the Patriots, you say Edelman's very valuable to the team, I agree, Edelman's awesome. But if Tom couldn't get it done with the receiving core, that hasn't changed since last year. You're telling me as Edelman grows in age older and you change quarterbacks with Jarrett Stidham that Edelman, A, will keep up the productivity, and B, be able to win them game. Like, no, if they're not going to win games, you might as well unload.
They're going to go like 10-6 at best next year.
I don't even think so, dude.
I can see them doing like 7-9.
I could see 7-9 also. Buffalo has a chance of sweeping them. And then they're probably going to – Miami's reloaded. The Jets, if Sam Darnold can stay healthy. Jets fans like to think that Sam Darnold's really good. I don't think he's really good. Obviously, Sam Darnold's better than Jarrett Stidham. So
yeah, but that's also banking on the AFC East to actually be competent. And Bill Belichick's still in the AFC East.
I think yeah. Oh man, Belichick can only do so much. You know, he could.
I know, and these AFC East teams can only do so much too, apparently. So
think about how Buffalo played us in New England this year, and how we also played on the road in Buffalo. Well, we played atrocious in Buffalo, and then Buffalo really came to play when they went to New England. And without Tom Brady having probably the second best week of the entire season, maybe minus Pittsburgh, right? The way that he was efficiently throwing the ball, any other quarterback loses that game. And I also think any other quarterback loses the game in Buffalo. That's why I'm saying they would probably sweep us.
I could have probably won that game in Buffalo for the Patriots.
Dude.
He did nothing. He threw.
No, dude, that sweet pass to James White, dude, down the sideline. It was dropped in the.
You've seen me. I could make that throw. Like, give me like 1 in 10 chances. I could make that throw.
Yeah, I know. And give Jarrett Stidham 10 chances. I don't think he'd hit that throw. I think you'd have a better chance of hitting it than Jarrett Stidham.
There you go. But anyways, what were we talking about?
Rumor mills and Patriots trading. Also, I have some rumor mills for us all. So apparently Rex Ryan apologized for calling Amari Cooper a quote-unquote turd. So Rex Ryan said on SportsCenter the other day that Amari Cooper was a turd, and now he was apparently forced to apologize. So that's great. Rex Ryan maybe on the flaming hot Cheeto seat. I don't know. That's a good one.
He does look like a man who loves his Cheetos.
Absolutely. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, apparently Sammy Watkins is going to be back, and they agreed to a new deal. So I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but actually I do have the numbers right in front of me. Watkins.
Did Patrick Mahomes already get re-signed?
Nope, he didn't. But Watkins and the Chiefs, and they're not going to do it this year because they have no cap space left, I don't think.
They checked and they had like $17 or something.
Yep, they literally have $17. Florio writes that they have a laughably small amount of salary cap space, and that Sammy Watkins has the biggest cap hit on the team. So Watkins and the Chiefs have agreed
before Mahomes takes up $35 million of that.
That will pay him a base salary of $9 million this season, offer him the opportunity to earn another $7 million worth of incentives, and most importantly, shave $5 million off his 2020 cap number, according to Therese Paylor of Yahoo Sports. Yahoo Sports is doing things. Yahoo is relevant.
I guess so,
dude.
I was going to say,
who the hell is Yahoo Sports, and what do they think they're doing?
The other question I have is Mahomes after this next season when he wants a new contract.
Yeah, and
it comes time for him that he might. Well, obviously, if they don't sign a new contract, he was a first-round pick, so he can do the fifth-year tender, which means he would be technically under contract for a fifth year, and that would mean he would hold out in all likelihood. How are the Chiefs going to pay for everybody else?
No, it's an incredible point. And I remember it was probably a year ago at this time that Mike Florio was talking about it. He says, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, after Mahomes' third season, I am immediately putting a contract extension on the table for him so we can get the best deal that we can get. They didn't do it. They had an opportunity to extend him at the end of this season. They didn't. Now it's going to go to next season. And if they don't, if a tender isn't worked out, you're right, dude. Where's the money going to be? Sammy Watkins occupies a shit ton. Well, I don't know what Travis Kelce's terms of contract are, nor Tyreek Hill's, nor Damian Williams, who is now emerging to be a pretty good running back. That think about this, and I've said it before on the show. Patrick Mahomes will never have a better tight end that he plays with than Travis Kelce, most likely in his career. It's probably not going to happen, right? He will probably not have a faster, and I don't know how this is, then faster wide receiver than Tyreek Hill, even though McCole Hardman's pretty fast.
Probably never have a better receiver than Tyreek Hill.
So all things considered, this is probably the best combination of weapons that he's working with, and they're not going to be able to keep them all.
No.
And do you think that think about how pissed off that the rest of the NFL quarterbacks would be if Mahomes took like an extremely discounted deal?
He won't.
He's not. I don't think he's going to either, dude. That's
my
not.
Question is, do we know who are the next quarterbacks due to get paid? Right? Like, it's not the best player who gets paid the most.
Dak Prescott after this tag.
Shit, you're right. So he's gonna get.
So him and Mahomes will probably end up being signed near the same time.
Who is anybody making? I know it was a Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Roethlisberger. They're all north of $30 million.
How the hell is Roethlisberger north of $30 million?
I don't know, but that and the salary cap, which in these times is not going to be expanding at the rate that they expected previously.
Nope.
Due to nature.
Certain circumstances.
Certain, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Where's this money coming from? Because if their quarterbacks
money tree,
$35 million a year, Mahomes and Prescott, and who else is due to get paid? Just trying to get on.
Maybe, or do you think this would be the year, third year in the league for all of the 2018 draft class? Lamar Jackson, will they want to extend him at the end of the third year? Josh Allen, same thing with him. It depends how Josh Allen performs in Buffalo too. We know that Lamar Jackson's probably going to get the big bucks.
Well, the longer they wait, the more expensive Lamar Jackson's going to be.
Absolutely, and it's going to be the same deal. We're going to be barking about it this season. Oh, the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to put a contract on the table for Lamar right at the end of the season.
Or Baker or whoever.
Baker, Josh. Definitely not Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen's screwed.
I would be open to the Patriots getting Josh Rosen.
What do you think that he has in the tank? Do you think he's good, or do you think he's gotten kind of screwed out by bad opportunities?
I think he's just bad opportunities. Arizona was just terrible when he went, and then Miami was terrible.
Is that Super Bowl 49 right behind you? I can't see it.
Not 49, but it's the Giants game that's when Brady threw the touchdown.
Dude, I thought it looked like I thought I saw an emblem on his jersey for Super Bowl.
No,
that's okay.
You have a cool Raiders hat too.
When we thought that we were going to have to be Raiders fans for this year?
Yeah, it's signed by Tim Brown.
Wow.
And then I have this helmet that's signed by Bo Jackson right up here. And we're gonna play the memorabilia game. What's in here? I got this.
Oh my God. Super Bowl 51 was re-aired last Sunday, right? On Fox.
I know, I watched the whole thing.
And then something cool that NBC has been doing that I've really liked is they have Football Week in America, and the Patriots have been on it a couple times. The first was on Monday night when it was the Patriots-Broncos in 2013 with a 24-point comeback on Sunday night. And then tonight, I don't know if you watched this game or remember it watching it live. I've surely rewatched it. Patriots-Colts 2009, Falk, 4th and 2.
I remember that game. I hated that game.
Falk had the first down, dude.
He did.
He absolutely had the first down. Did he tell you that he had the first down?
Yeah. Well, it was before. I got this game too.
Wow.
We're just gonna go through all of these, and it's in practice stadium.
And then this is the last game of
another one
of Football Week in America. Patriots Chiefs. We were there, Matt. Patriots Chiefs 2018 on Sunday night.
Patriots Chiefs on Sunday night. Oh yeah, we were there.
Yep, 43-40. That's the last game we're wrapping up Football Week in America.
Different game.
Oh, God. Oh my God. Perfect.
Yeah. So how about them Cowboys?
All right, so that's our memorabilia, and that was our rumor mill, I guess. Rumor
Yeah,
mill.
I have my Aaron Hernandez shirt over there too.
I love Hernandez. On the field only.
Let's
Definitely not
yes.
anything else.
Let's do our top 10 receivers of all time.
All right, let's do it. So next segment, we're gonna rank our top wide receivers of all
Actually,
time.
why don't we do
Well, now we've already said it, dude.
yeah, no, but we can still mix it up. We have to go one by one, or we can draft our receiving core for our fantasy team.
Okay, but of all time.
5, not 10.
Of all time.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, give me. I have a great list of 10, dude. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I only have 9 actually. How about this? We'll do 5, and then I'll give my 4 that should have made the list. And can we use repeats or no?
We need repeats.
Like if you use a pick in the draft, can I use them or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So let me pull up the coin flip. I have my list ready to go. I will Google coin flip. Matt, what flip of the coin do you want?
Tails never fail.
Tails never fails. Preparing to flip. It is flipping. And heads. It is heads. So for the second week in a row, I win the coin toss.
You also facilitated the whole contest too.
If there was a way of recording it, I would record it. Okay.
Do you not have a coin? Are you poor?
Yes, dude. I don't have a coin. Okay. Shut up. It's coronavirus. It's a lot tough times. I don't have a coin. So you're going to deal with it. My number 1 overall pick, this is going to be tough, dude. I'm actually just going to go out on a limb and say it. First overall pick will be Antonio Brown for my wide receiver. He's not the best of all time, but for fantasy, I'm taking Antonio Brown with my first overall pick.
All right, I'll take Jerry Rice.
Shit. Okay, so Jerry Rice is off my big board. I'm eliminating him. I will go with Michael Irvin as my second pick.
I'll take Randy Moss.
Shit. Okay, currently, wait, are you keeping lists of your team?
Yeah, it's in my head.
Okay, so you have, just to confirm, you took Jerry number 1.
Yeah.
And then you took Moss number 2. And for my third pick of all time, I will take Marvin Harrison.
Fuck!
Yep.
I'm going to take him.
Well, you know what? I beat you to the punch.
All right. I'll take Calvin Johnson.
Okay, he wasn't even on my big board. So.
Oh, well, I'll take him.
Megatron. All right, for my fourth pick, I'm going to go with Larry Fitzgerald.
Interesting.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Mine, what is it? This is my fourth pick.
Your fourth pick.
For fantasy. Yeah. Well, who will I take? Give me DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, that's a really good one. Modern era pick. D-Hop is going to be your fourth pick. And now for my fifth pick. This is tough, dude. I have so many guys that I want to take right here. But for fantasy, dude, it's killing me, dude. I have the name on the tip of my tongue. I just don't know who to say. I'm going to be making a graphic of this on Photoshop, so I really want him to be on my graphic. I'm going to have to go with Julian Edelman, dude.
Of course.
I'm going to have to go with Jules.
I guess in that same regard, I'm going to have to go. No, just give me Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall. Okay. The linebacker?
Yes.
Okay. Matt is taking a linebacker. Weird.
No, Brandon Marshall, the receiver.
I know. All right. So to recap, my team is Antonio Brown, Michael Irvin, Marvin Harrison, Larry Fitzgerald, and Julian Edelman. Matt has Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Megatron, DeAndre Hopkins, and Brandon Marshall.
I feel like I'm going to win.
Yeah, you probably are because my fifth pick. God damn it. My top 9, because I didn't make a 10, in no order, was Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison, Antonio Brown, Steve Smith Sr., and Julian Edelman.
There are two little white guys on there.
You have to. You have to. Because Wes Welker redefined, he actually didn't even redefine. He made the position of slot receiver, and then Jules took it and ran. You can't not, well, okay, I understand how someone would be like, not Julian Edelman. I'll argue for Julian, but Wes Welker did make that position.
Yeah.
You exploit a base defense coverage, you're going to get Wes Welker on a linebacker. See you later for 110 receptions each year.
Okay.
So that's my top. That's your top. Should we go over, before we get to Tiger King, we're going to make the audience wait for Tiger King. How about we recap a little bit of a past game? What do you think?
Sure.
All right. So should I get your opinion on this first?
Yeah, they lost. They sucked.
They suck. All right. So
I was pissed then. I'm still pissed.
I know you were texting me while watching the Patriots Jets divisional game from 2010. You're like, dude, I'm going to throw up. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just fine. I'm like, dude, do you think the Patriots are going to come back?
And I was like, they still probably will.
They still probably will. My key takeaways from this game, Algie Crumpler, and he is a large motherfucker.
He's got a big old caboose.
He is gigantic, and he had a gigantic drop in the end zone too.
Yeah.
Dude, that was pretty killer. But then, what about the other tight end, dude? Aaron Hernandez.
You didn't hear from him at all.
Didn't hear from him at all. And maybe it was because he had, was he still wearing 85 or did he change to 81 yet? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We needed more from Aaron Hernandez. We didn't hear from him at all. We needed more from Rob Gronkowski. And instead, dude, I think my favorite plays were when they had Julian Edelman in the backfield a couple times. That really was enjoyable for me.
Oh, my favorite was on that first drive when Brady threw that pick and they didn't put Wes Welker out there for saying feet too many times.
Oh, that was phenomenal. I think it was worth it, Welker, to have that interview where he kept saying foot. We're going to be good little foot soldiers. Got my foot in my mouth. Like, dude, that was funny with Rex Ryan. And then fast forward a decade later, Baker Mayfield starts roasting him on feet again too. But yeah, Wes Welker got benched for the first series, but they were moving the ball. It was just that a defensive lineman had his hands right in the face of Brady, so he had to float that ball up to Green Ellis a little higher than he should have, and then it was picked off. Does Welker really make an impact on that first drive? They were moving the ball with authority.
I don't know. Yeah, they were. It was, if you watch the first quarter of the game, the Patriots dominated the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But they only had 3 to show for it.
Right. And the Jets, in theory, really should add more, too, because they missed a 30-yard field goal.
Yep, they did.
No, it was like and it was 14-3 for what felt like forever.
Yeah, horrible. Absolutely.
And then there was that drive at the very end of the game where the Patriots took up half the fourth quarter, and got 0 points out of it.
How did that end again?
They failed fourth down conversion.
Fourth down convert. Who'd that go to?
Deion Branch.
What? Oh, was that against Revis on?
I don't think Revis was out there on that.
There was one play I remember. I think it was like a 3rd and long in which Brady drops back and then throws like a 20-yard dart on the near sideline to Branch, who was covered by Revis, but Revis got his arm in there and ripped it out. I think it was a big play in the game.
That wasn't that. It was later in the game, but there was a drive where it literally was like from like 13 minutes left to like 5 minutes left. The Patriots had the ball, and they got 0 points. Like it was called after. It was called the drive to nowhere. Because and they were down by 14. Yeah, they were down 28-14 at that point.
Yep.
And the biggest play of the game is after the Patriots scored to make it 14-11, because they had not been able to do anything the whole game, and then they scored to make it 14-11 at the very end of the third quarter. The Jets got the ball back, and first play was like a 4-yard pass and whatever, 2nd and 6. In the very beginning of the fourth quarter, it was a 50-yard catch and run by Jericho Cotchery.
I don't know how did we not tackle him? Did that like pick?
He was just wide open and no one could get him. And
was
he just
picked? We lost Matt for a second there. Hopefully he comes back. Or we lost me, dude. I don't even know.
And then and then their defense. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You cut out, and more maybe I cut out for the last.
You
10
didn't cut
seconds.
out, but I didn't. Or you didn't cut out. Maybe I did.
So rewind 10 seconds.
Okay, so the biggest play was Jericho Cotchery 50-yard catch and run right after the Patriots make it 14-11.
Yeah, and I was like, was he picked?
No, it was like zone coverage, and he was just wide open.
Yep, that was huge. And then didn't Burris also score? Was that drive or the drive later?
It might have been that drive.
Yep.
Been not Burris, but Braylon Edwards.
That was a killer.
Yeah, no, there were times where they could have gotten back in the game, and it just they were just not good enough.
What was the issue overall?
They were just not good enough. The Jets did enough, and they didn't do enough.
Yeah, it wasn't
that. I mean, it was close at points, but it was like just frustrating.
I think if the Patriots had converted on that, like if there was no pick thrown to on the screen to Green Ellis on that first drive, they go down, put up points, whether it's 3 or 7. And then later on, if Crumpler doesn't drop that pass either, you go up by even more, you get a touchdown. I think that was pretty huge.
Yeah. There's definitely room in there to, yeah.
I think we were discussing it, and really the whole story of the first half was the Patriots only putting up 3 and all the miscues they had. I'm going to ask you, what was the biggest miscue? Was it Crumpler's drop in the end zone? Was it the Chung muff? Like, tell me what do you think it was?
The Chung muff might have been the biggest because it was right at the end of the second. It was right at the end of the half.
Yep.
And they were about to punt it away. And up until that point, the Patriots defense had been playing well. They gave up a touchdown on the drive before, but before that, they had at least played decently. And it was one of those things where they were kind of punting from midfield, right? So it wasn't like the Jets were going to get the ball at like the Patriots like 50. It was like they're going to get it in like inside their 20, their own 20. And there's a minute left, maybe. If you look at the clock, it was like within like a minute 20 to like 40 seconds, like in that range. I forget exactly. And the Jets got the ball at like the Patriots 40, 45, like right around midfield, and just drove right down. That was the other thing too, is the Jets got a lot of good returns too.
Yep.
But they got the ball at midfield and scored. If most likely they wouldn't have scored at all, or if anything, they would have gotten 3.
And how about that? I think it was in the second half. There was pass interference on the third down call. It was on James Sanders, which looked pretty clean. It really looked clean. It was a third down. It was a slant route right over the middle of the field. And I'm like, yeah, Patriots got off the field. James Sanders got called on a pass interference. That probably didn't really look like it at all.
No, but they didn't score on that drive. And it was still within range.
What was the problem, though, at the end? It was the clock. Give us more time.
Yeah, still, if Chung didn't muff the punt, if Crumpler caught the pass, those are some pretty, if they just punted instead of tried to run that fake, and if Crumpler caught a pass that I could have caught or you could have caught, if Gronk was there, Gronk would have caught that.
Yeah, why was the play not run to Gronk?
I don't know. That was really dumb. But there would have been, say it's 7-0, and so going into halftime, it's 7-7.
A lot different.
That's a lot different. That's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Being down 14-3.
Good for who was the one who scored the 2-point conversion? Wasn't it Falk?
Sammy Morris.
Same thing. But that was like his first touch pretty much of the entire year, I think, or only that was his only points of the year, I believe.
Something like that.
Unless CBS just botched it, or I botched it. Who knows? Let's not place any blame here. Nothing really else to discuss about this game. It was that final touchdown that New England scored to make it look like it was even a resemblance of a close game. It was just sad. Couldn't get the onside kick. It was just bad game altogether. Next game, Super Bowl 46.
For next episode, yes.
Yep, for the next episode, Super Bowl 46, do your homework on that. I've already gotten ahead. I've studied ahead.
Yep.
So yeah, that is our Patriots and history recap, and I think it's time to get into
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Tiger King a little bit, dude. I took such good notes on this too. Oh my god, do you want to start or do I want to start?
Go ahead. You're rearing to go.
So I just wrote notes in chronological order. There are 7 episodes of Tiger King. If you haven't watched it, go pause and then watch all of it right now. Um, so it started off right, and immediately Carole Baskin is the evil villain right out of the gates, and she's criticizing Joe Exotic, and she's criticizing Doc Andel or whatever his name is, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess she's like an animal rights person. But then they show Carole Baskin, and she keeps tigers in cages, and she profits off of it, and she makes a lot of money and lives in a house. Meanwhile, Joe Exotic's living in a mobile home. So really, who's profiting more off of big cats? It's Carole Baskin. Carole Baskin sucks. Okay. She also said, which was really creepy, that she never had any friends, and her 2 friends growing up were imaginary cats. She's a
I mean,
bizarre.
that's pretty relatable. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, nope, not weird at all. You're right. I also wrote down in a note, Barstool Big Cat. How is he not getting tweeted at more? Because there are 7 episodes of a documentary about big cats. So I just wrote down Barstool Big Cat. Okay, how about the guy who wore sunglasses all the time that looked like a PFT commenter? He was a pretty interesting character. I just wrote guy that looks like PFT commenter. Carole Baskin definitely killed her husband. A cool throne, or not a cool throne, a cool Dorito for next week is brother husbands. Brother husbands, sister wives, brother husbands, Joe Exotic. Also, I love Joe Exotic's videos of reading Carol's diary. That was phenomenal. And then also all his little shows about like, next time I see Carole Baskin, I'm going to get her head in this jar. And then he would buy all these dolls and just start shooting them. And he'd buy this thing that you shoot and it explodes. And dude, he's like, Carole Baskin, you ever come at me again, I'm going to put a bullet between your eyes. But first, I'm going to torture you first. I loved Joe Exotic. Also, the restraining order that Carol's ex-husband filed, very suspicious. How the hell is she not in jail? Also, tiger claws are very cool. How they can come out of their paw and then go back in. I thought that was a very great fascination for me. Joe Exotic's music videos of Carole Baskin killing her husband and feeding animal brains to the tigers, that was phenomenal. Let's see. Jeff Lowe, don't know what to think of him. His voice sounds like Aaron Rodgers. You know how Aaron Rodgers has that tone in his voice, like, yeah, I don't really care about anything. Like, same thing with Jeff Lowe a little bit. And also, good on Jeff Lowe for having a wife and then still hiring a nanny based on if she was hot or not, and so that he can have sex with other women. That's a power move right there. The PFT commenter guy, when he went to court, finally took his glasses off. Tim Stark, I wrote down because his last name was Stark. Carol's husband sucks. He's the definition of a simp. Unlikely relationships was PETA and Joe Exotic near the end. And you know the guy, Joe's first husband, who had owner property owned by Joe Exotic, like tattooed right above his crotch area. And then he got the tattoo of like the bull horns or something. You can still see the writing around it. What the fuck's the point of getting the tattoo? It barely even covered it up. That was all the notes I wrote down. I don't know where you even want to start. Maybe with Carole Baskin because she's such a horrible character. Or if you want to
I just wanted to start all the way at the end with the dude with all the chins riding around on his jet ski.
Yeah.
That was
you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I kind of want to grow up to be like that. He was on the way to fuck Carole anyway.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Everybody wants to be like that when they grow up, though.
100%.
Just selling Hummers left and right for that you scam people off. It was great.
100%. Yeah, he's a scam artist. But also a scam artist is Carole Baskin.
Yeah. She killed her husband.
There's no way she didn't kill her husband, right?
I like how that she mysteriously claimed all of his assets in her name immediately before he disappeared. And in the transfer of the assets, it said the wording was in case of death or disappearance. And the lawyer that they had on was like, in 35 years of doing this, I've never seen the that phrased in that way.
That was absolutely bizarre. She literally broke in to like where the files were kept and took the two documents and then made new ones, right? For her husband's will.
It's something like that. And the whole time when people are like, "Oh, you did it. Oh, you did it. Oh, you did it," she was like, "Nah, I didn't." Like, she wasn't like vehemently saying like, "No, like this is bullshit. Like, I didn't kill my husband. Like, it was awful." She was just like, "No, it's just funny how people say that. Like, there's like a weird thing about her that just makes me like, well."
I know, dude. Every time they interviewed her on whether she killed her husband or not, she didn't even. I don't think she was. Was she upset that her husband died? I don't think so.
Well, obviously not, because she took all his money and he was filing a restraining order on her.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, I have no idea like what the verbal abuse was." And then the cop was like, "Yeah, we can't get anyone because they threatened death onto someone." And I'm like, "Dude, literally this is in writing. It was almost as clear as a letter that says, if I go missing, it was definitely my wife that killed me." It was that. It was pretty much like a letter that said that. And yet
her explanation was like he like took off on a plane or something like that. And everybody was like, "No, he didn't."
Well, also, do you think so? Did she plant the car at the airport?
I don't know. Well, obviously she's gotten away with this, so she's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, apparently so. How do you think she killed him? Via tiger?
They have a bunch of big cats. They probably have a lot of tranquilizers and shit. She probably did that in like the middle of the night and made him disappear. Shot him up with a lot of ketamine and then threw him in a ditch or some shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, also they're trying to figure out whether Joe Exotic was like, "Yeah, she definitely fed him to the tigers. You know, a tiger eats all these bones and they eat the human flesh, and they could die. Their stomach acid would really just go through the bones, so there'd be no trace of bone left." And I'm like, "Joe, you know, you don't need to defend not being able to find bones. That property is so freaking large as it is. You could bury his body and you would never find him either. Like that's also the thing."
Yeah, and I like how when they were asking how to get somebody to eat, like when they're asking Carole, like, "Oh, like, what would you put on like someone to like get them to get a tiger to eat them?" And she was like, "You don't spray that on them. You spray sardine oil. That's how you get some like a tiger to eat you." That which is yeah.
It was honestly horrible when they had sprayed cologne on Joe Exotic's shoes so that the tiger like started biting him and like almost dragged him away too. There was no way that, and Jeff was like, "Yeah, he thinks that like we sprayed cologne on his shoes." Like, man, they were just going after his like fancy shoes. Bullshit, dude. The tiger was obsessed with the shoes like from the moment he stepped in the pit. There's definitely something on the shoes. They were probably trying to pull like a prank on Joe, but like that ended up almost really, really badly.
Yeah, he had to like shoot his gun.
Yep. And no one was doing anything about it. They're all just walking.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I really wouldn't jump in a tiger cage.
I know, but you could open it up from afar and start like throw a rock or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or like distract it, say like over here, and then run and shut the cage.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dude, like, come on. They really just hung Joe out to dry. That was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And then how about also Joe's music video? I honestly thought that was Carole Baskin, like in the video.
They look pretty similar.
Looked really similar. And I'm like, dude, like, oh, like that's weird how we got Carole Baskin. They're like, no, they just hired this woman of a certain size and hair color and put really bad makeup on her.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is fuck Carole Baskin.
Fuck Carole Baskin. She's horrible, dude. She thinks that she's high and mighty for doing so good for the animals. Dude, you had them in a cage too. Just like Joe, you are making more money off them. Just like Joe, just like Doc, whatever his fucking face is. What's his name? Alton Brown,
Antilly or whatever.
Antilli, and Antillier.
And also he's an interesting character too.
Dude, him and all his wives also, right?
Because he just hires virgins and then makes them like live on the property and then
Makes them obsessed with him, dude.
he's a voodoo man.
Voodoo Mama.
So, he's like, I don't know how to feel about him because in one regard he's got a bunch of virgins of them and they all like fall for him, but in another regard that's like weird as shit.
Yeah, dude, he's like a master manipulator.
I know, that's like weird.
And also, dude,
ride around on elephants and shit.
That was weird. Also, speaking of, I can't even get off. I don't know, dude. I'm a fan of riding horses, not a fan of riding elephants. But back to Carole for a second because I hate her so much. Joe pays his employees like a $1.50 a week. All Doc pays his employees like $1.30 a week, whatever it is. And then Carole's like, yeah, I just use a bunch of volunteers. Oh my God. Boo hoo.
Yeah, and she has the most money on all of them.
And she's not even paying employees. So stupid. Also, how about when they're on Google Maps, like looking up her bike path so they could shoot her? And he's like, yeah, I just camp out right here and just snipe her.
Yeah, that wasn't smart. They didn't really go through with that whole plan very well. They were just
Jeff Lowe set him up. He set him up, right?
Yeah,
100% set him up. And
he should go to jail too.
He should go to jail, but he just gave all the information that he had on Joe Exotic, so he was off the hook. But we mentioned this at the beginning. Matt, I sent something to you a couple days ago regarding Tiger King. It was a comparison of Tiger King characters to Game of Thrones characters, and it was actually very, very accurate. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to use the comparisons. They compared Carole Baskin to Queen Cersei.
Yes.
I could see that. Both manipulative sons of bitches.
The blonde hair and everything.
Blonde hair really gets me. They compared Joe Exotic to Jon Snow, which I'm so spot on, dude. Joe Exotic did everything because he thought it was right in his heart. That's what Jon Snow did, dude. He did things because he thought they were right, okay? Whether other people thought they were right or wrong, like bringing wildling invaders into, like, your camp, Night's Watch that's been defending against them for thousands of years. Joe Exotic, he's like, yeah, if I have to shoot Carole Baskin for the greater good, I'll do it. Both selfless people, dude. Joe Exotic, you could tell, dude, certain points he cried. Joe Exotic gave a Thanksgiving dinner to people, dude. Come on. He is a selfless guy.
The only difference between the two is Jon Snow was trying to defeat a massive army of undead, while Joe Exotic is a Class A narcissist.
Maybe. And Jon Snow was defending against White Walkers who had just the same amount of teeth as Joe Exotic's first husband.
True. So there are parallels.
Very, a lot of similarities. They compared Sir Jaime Lannister to the chick that had no hand. I guess the comparison was just on the fact that they have no hand.
Yeah, that's no explanation.
That's really it. This is another good one. They compared Jeff Lowe to Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Jeff Lowe came in. He's like, I'm going to save the day for all of you. I'm going to help. I have all this money. And then he basically took the zoo from Joe, and it turned out that
who's the dude at the red wedding? Who's the dude at the red wedding?
Now I'm on the spot. Like Walder Frey.
That's who Jeff Lowe is.
That's actually a really good one.
That's Jeff Lowe's Walder Frey.
Walder Frey invited Robb Stark and his wife and all his troop members into a dinner in their own home and then like killed them, which is like a very unhonorable thing to do. But I guess I could see this. Remember when Ramsay freed Theon and he's like, dude, like go escape, like go now, like I'll help you out, bro. And then he basically hunts and captures him back and he's like, bitch, you're not. This is all a game for me. And then it was kind of like Jeff Lowe saying, I have a lot of money. And then he gets in and he's like, Just kidding. I'm just trying to take over your zoo. I see similarities there, but I really do like your Walder Frey one. They compare, I don't even know. I'm going to call him PFT commenter guy, the guy who wore sunglasses all the time with the long blonde hair. They compared him to the Hound. Both very like kind of bitter and angry people that kind of did their job. They served, people that they didn't really like. The Hound served Lannisters. This guy served Joe Exotic. They didn't really like each other. They just had to do their duty.
Yeah.
They compared Lord Varys to the jet ski guy. What was the jet ski guy's name?
It's just jet ski guy.
Jet ski guy. And really because they're informants and they were sneaky bastards.
Yeah, and they also are very bulbous.
Yep, absolutely. What, dude? The jet ski guy had the Mark Davis haircut. What the fuck was that? So ugly.
Mark Davis before he went on Weight Watchers, of course.
Yeah, it's literally him. They had should we just call him the Libertarian?
The Libertarian.
I'm going to the next one now. They compared the Libertarian guy, the one who helped Joe Exotic's presidential campaign, to Sam Tarley.
Yeah, because they just kind of look like each other.
Yeah, just I guess loyal helpers.
Yeah.
Not really in the case of the Libertarian, but just they kind of look like each other, I guess. That was a stretch. Didn't like this one. And then what was the guy who Joe paid $3,000 to kill Carole called? Alan Glover?
Alan Glover.
Alan Glover, they compare to the Night King.
Night King had a meth addiction.
That was maybe the biggest stretch of them all, dude. I don't know. I really liked the Jon Snow one, and I really liked the Ramsay one with Jeff Lowe, and I liked yours with Walder Frey and Jeff Lowe.
Keep all my information right up here.
Yep, smart guy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Any more prevailing thoughts from dude? It really got me whenever Joe Exotic cried because he's just a class A human being.
Obviously.
I
don't have any other things. I'm just curious about what the next show is.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing, dude. People are already talking about it. I've talked to several sources, per Adam Schefter, that are watching All American.
All American. I don't think that has the comedic kick that I'm looking for.
But it has the drama that you're looking for.
Yeah, but it's not like a real thing.
But what else are you doing with your time that you can't even watch All American, whether we talk about it on the podcast or not, dude? Can't you just talk about it with me? I
can just talk about it with you, but
watch it.
We need show ideas from the people. Something preferably on Netflix. What
are the people saying?
I don't know. We need support from the people, and then we'll announce the decision based on the people's choice.
Like Westworld's not gaining the popularity that people talk about.
No, we need like a mini series. We need something that's like 10 episodes or less, preferably,
and not fucking an hour. Like that was the perfect. Dude, I freaking Googled Netflix shows to watch. It was Ozark, we're too deep to get into, and it's too draining of a show. We Are the Walking Dead. I haven't heard anyone talk about that. There's a show called You. Then it goes All American. Then it goes Tiger King.
We could just watch the Masked Singer a bunch.
Then Love Is Blind comes. We need something that's like kind of new. Hopefully.
We need something relevant as well as short.
What about The Witcher?
Nah.
I know.
Hold on, can you pause for a sec? Because I have to go to the loo, mate.
All right, same here. I'm going to pause on Garage, and now I'm going to pause on...
Cheers, yeah.
All right, we are resumed, and now we are resumed on GarageBand. All right,
so... I have an idea.
All right, let's hear it.
Why don't we give a one show per streaming network on because I have Netflix, Hulu, and HBO.
That's fair.
On HBO, we could watch Eastbound and Down.
Okay, East. HBO.
It's funny. Baseball dude. What's his face? Danny McBride.
Okay.
kind of along the same lines as Tiger King. It's a bunch
Okay.
of YouTubers. Hulu, I don't have anything in mind.
All right. I just got a recommendation. Little Fires Everywhere.
Little fires everywhere.
No idea what that's about, but I'm just writing it down. And then a Netflix we need.
Yeah, let's.
What's The Sinner?
Desino.
There's 2 seasons, so we're not far behind. This sucks, dude. We just need to wait for someone to give us a recommendation, like a good one.
Yeah, we'll put it on the social medias.
We'll put it on the social medias for sure.
Against the face everywhere.
All right. So, all right, those are our show thoughts. Or we can just watch Game of Thrones again, which I'm into.
Yeah, I could do that too.
All right. Okay. So those are our shows that we're planning on watching. We're going to be watching the Patriots Giants Super Bowl, Chapter 2, so Super Bowl 46. Do you have a Minshew man for this week?
I'll do Robert Kraft.
You'll do Robert Kraft, and I'll do Aldon Smith.
Okay.
For getting signed by the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys are good with signing convicts, dude, who play on the defense.
I know. I was like, that's right. I was totally not surprised to see that.
That's right up Greg Hardy's alley.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that Greg Hardy wrestles now?
He's in the UFC, yeah.
Dude, I think, weren't we at, I forget if it was with you or not. It was at Sunset, and the TV's on, and I look over, and it's Greg Hardy wrestling, and I'm like, what?
I might have been there. I forgot.
Yeah, we probably forgot. How could you remember if you can't remember? So, all right, that's all I have.
Yeah.
I Minshew man. There's no Gunner Guy of the Week this week. Doesn't deserve it.
No.
So I beat you in our wide receiver draft also. So
that's just not true.
Well, how about we post it and we'll let the fans decide?
Okay.
All right. And we'll also post our shows for the fans to decide too.
Yes, we need all the recommendations we can get because because I'm stumped.
Same here. It's tough. It's tough business to be in.
It is rough.
All right, that's all I have, Matt.
All right. Until next time.
We'll probably come at you Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
Yes. Have a great weekend, all you cool cats and kittens.
And stay safe, everyone out there.
Yes.
All
Keep
right.
it wrapped up.
God bless.
Until next time.